For a long time, I was jealous of the luxurious lifestyles that could be created through modern age social media. However, in recent years, as medicine has taken over my life, I realized that it isn't something that I wanted. Originally, I chose not to pursue internet fame, knowing the consequences of fame and having personally experienced the horrors of gossip. However, there was always a part of me that resented the fact that these people who had put themselves out there in the world were achieving so much, seemingly doing unexceptional things that could be replicated by someone in my position. And then came a summer where I thought a food hobby I had been doing with a friend could be funded through engagement with social media. Except it was at this time we were both pursuing careers that could actively consume all of our time. It was then we realized between recording, editing, and publishing videos that it wasn't something we wanted to do with our productive energy. We both have the dream of being scientists making impacts with our lives by giving them to our fields of interest, and this is why we didn't do our food video project together. Despite how much fun we knew it would be, we realized that if we had energy to produce something, we should be saving it to produce contributions to the field of science. This is not to bash on people who want to be entertainers at all. It is just the realization of figuring out what you actually want in life. Yes, of course, you need to have your basic needs filled, like food, shelter, and safety met, and that is often what drives our career choices initially. But after realizing you can have those needs met by doing different things, there's a big question of what you actually want to give your life to. I realized that I would rather be giving my life pushing what is possible forward than entertaining people so I could live a lavish lifestyle. I feel like this entertain people so that I could live lavishly attitude is at the heart of many vlogs and celebrities. This is where all these videos and thoughts about how to capture and retain an engaged audience comes out. Yeah, there is knowledge and skill to this, and people like MrBeast are considered geniuses for this sort of thing, but it's not something that I care to spend my time on for the sake of financial security and celebrity status. That said, I really respect what MrBeast has done, where he has turned his ability to be an influential celebrity into something constructive and beneficial to society with his work. However, I think people like MrBeast are very much the exception as opposed to a norm with why people choose to be famous. Although, an unintentional benefit to vlogs of different types of people often has the effect of increasing perspective and understanding of others that I think is beneficial to us as a species. I don't think that everyone who vlogs has the goal of creating understanding and empathy, but I do think that some do and some realize that it is happening. This brings me to my final thought of the video. You only have so much to say and share. A lot of times our hobbies and lives are quite repetitive. You might like fashion, makeup, and finances, but there's only so much to say about something sometimes in a way that is engaging to people. Once you've explained how to do something like eyeliners or what good investments are, the amount of further value you can bring to your audience is reduced. Our expertise is limited, and often it is our expertise because we do something specific continuously and repetitively. This is where I see chasing an audience often happens with a lot of content creators. They have produced something that provided insight to their audience, but can't produce the same thing and continue to captivate that audience that they've made. So they either find a way to package it in a way that seems novel enough to retain their audience, or their audience starts to dwindle. If you've been on YouTube long enough, I'm sure you can think of examples of originally captivating creators who exhausted their ability to entertain by being limited in their scope of material that they could produce. You can only see a day in the life of a given medical student who lives a very repetitive life so many times before it bores you. This is where I think rich celebrities do extreme things to continue to chase the entertainment value of their lives. There is a part about how certain entertainers will actively learn about things and then talk about them. I think this stuff is fine in terms of the fact that they are continuously creating value to their audience. But this is personally not something I want to do with my life. I think that educating people is incredibly important, and I have benefited from this kind of content, but I would rather be creating new knowledge than disseminating knowledge that already exists. I guess this is more of an existential thing for me though, because if I know knowledge exists and is readily accessible, then it doesn't need to be me who says it again. However, if I was the one to create new knowledge, I would then have to be the one to disseminate it in the first place. It makes me feel a lot less replaceable. That said, there are incredible educators who are able to take accessible or not easily accessible materials and make them able to be understood by a wide audience. In that sense, these are unique people or people in special situations who do have a good influential role in society. Personally though, I'm not an exceptional educator, and I would still rather be discovering new things than reporting on them. So what does this mean for me? It means that, like many people, I have a finite number of things to talk about and share, and I don't want to be constantly scrambling to find things to say so that I can continue to captivate an audience every week. Like this video, once I've made it and released it, I don't have much more to say about why I don't want to be a YouTuber, and I'm not eager to see how I can squeeze another video out about it. I mean, I get why people do what they do, and I see the allure of having an audience and the clout, money, and benefits that this life brings. But I would much rather be chasing impact with my life than an audience retention rate for the sake of clout.